Welcome, guys. Can you hear me okay? I've not got the mic on. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Haunted Scotland, which is myself. Welcome, the Portal Paranormal. Welcome. Welcome, Christine. I only know you're here. Then I'll refresh it. Welcome in, welcome in. My hair is fly. I washed it today and put conditioner in it. Now I can't do anything with it. It's just flying everywhere. It's just flying all over the place and it's doing my nutting. I should have tied it back. Welcome in, everybody. Did you share out for me? Can you hear me okay? It's saying connection is fairly good. What does that mean? It's fairly good. Wait, and I'll refresh. Hey guys, is it better now? I was talking to you and I forgot to add myself. Thinking of others. Hello. Hi, Elsis. Are you blue? But I check you're blue. I did fix it the other day on my computer. Wait, I'll fix you, sis. Add as moderator. There we go. You should be blue, sis. I don't know what happened to your wrench. It must have been Google again. Typical. Try commenting, sis. I did fix it. I've put everybody well glitching. I don't know what's wrong. Honest to God, I don't know why it does this. I've actually even hardwired it to the router. Look, I've hardwired it to the router. It's sitting on my altar. Sorry about the junk, guys. That was stuff that was under my table. I need to put it on the dining room. I don't know why it's doing that. I had it all fixed. I'm even streaming it through the cleaner. It's not Google I'm on, it's the cleaner. Okay. Google, to be honest, but Hachi, welcome in, whoop whoop, Hachi's here. Welcome in, everybody. Yes, we're going to talk about the Ghost Adventure drama and what's going on. Oh my goodness. Poor Zach's getting to blame everything, guys. I'm just bringing my chains out. See, I don't know if I tell you or no, my chain, I've had this chain for I was 16 or 18, I think it was 16. It was 16. And I found them last week and I cleaned them all up. It's wee keys with Andrina on it. My other one, I've had that as well, but that one's needing a good clean. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Remember, subscribe to each other, seeing as you are all new. I'm going to see if I can get YouTube, guys. That's the reason I didn't want anybody up on screen with me, because I thought it would take it away for the live. Hope I'm not going to come in and out and in and out. This is going to be annoying. Wait, and I'll check it. Wait, I'll check I can share this, what I want to share. Now I know what I'll do. Right. That first. And I'll find it first. That was my phone. Well, I'm glad you're all blue, guys. The Patrol Paranormal new, so can you all go over and hit his links? His link, I'm going to go do it now. I'm subscribed. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, please, you know, I had fixed the problem. Don't do this. Look a minute. I'm glad you're here for this. Have you? I hope you've been okay. Oh, wait till you see what's going on with poor Zach getting the blame. I'll explain a bit about it. I'll go on to show you. I'm coming in and out. Lainey and Ben will probably strike me for this. I don't care. I just won't monetize it if that's the case. They make clips. I could put the monetization on. I always forget to live. Always forget. Can you still see me okay, guys? Zach isn't innocent. He tried to get out of YouTube channel closed just because you had a clip in because, well, I don't agree with him either, to be honest with you. I don't. But wait till we get into it and you'll see my opinion. I don't think he's right, to be honest. I can't do it. I don't know why it's not letting me do it, guys. I need to get into YouTube and do it on my computer, and I'm not bothered. I'll turn the monetization on after. Right, let's get into it, okay? I hope you can hear me okay. Right, there's a bit of drama going on in the paranormal community. What's happening is a lot of shows have been cancelled by the network for TV, such as your Destination Fear. Hi, Living Histories Mysteries, our brother Drew one. Remember, go hit his like, guys. Yep. Do you want to come up and talk about it? Oh, I can't remember. Wait till I try this. And if we're still going okay, I'll try and get you up with me and we'll talk about it, right? But you understand, right? As You Adventures was the #1 show. It's been the #1 show for a lot of years, as you all probably know. Paranormal. The other one, you've got your Ghost Adventures. You've got your Destination Fear. You did have Paranormal Lockdown as well. And a few others. I'm not going to mention them all because I can't remember them all, to be honest, right? But you've got a lot of them, and a lot of them are doing big on television, such as your Destination Fear. I think it actually took over the top spot there for a while. But to let you understand, Zach Baggins in Ghost Adventures, they started off small as well. They started off small and they've done all the hotels, they've done the family stuff. They've done basically everything in the paranormal, and they've done the museum and things. So trying to keep that top spot is obviously going to be hard for them. Those paranormal. It's hard to talk. Thank you, thinking of others. So that, but to let you understand, the Zach and everybody is getting a bad name through the years because everything's got to be demon this, demon that. Everything's got to be the scariest haunting, the loudest spirits, the most demonic spirits. Everything's got to be the big I am. And listen, guys, there is actually better programs out there now than Ghost Adventures. Destination Fear is definitely better. And a lot of YouTube channels is better as that in a minute. And you've got Paranormal. One of the shows there was. You've got a couple of the other ones as well, but I'm only mentioning them because that's the two I'm going to talk about, really, right? So, to let you understand, especially Destination Fear. Destination Fear was Dakota, if a lot of you don't know. Dakota was the one that Zach had discovered while on the road, and they brought him in as a cameraman. And then he brought him into the shows and different things. And I think he actually had a couple of spots and things like that as camera things and different sessions and things like that, and got involved in the museum and different things. But Dakota done his spin-off show, as you know, which is Destination Fear, which is his two best friends and his sister, for a lot of you that maybe don't know. And what they done was they decided to push their fear to the limit with testing the boundaries and different things. So he did his spin-off show for that, and it's actually, I think they're on their 4th season or something, not been allowed to renew their 5th season. So basically, a lot of people are trying to say that Zach Baggins has actually put in a bad word into the network to tell these people to cancel their shows, or he's been underhanded and he's done it in a way where he's saying to the networks, if you have him on, I'm not going to be on. That's what's supposed to have happened between him and Nick Roth, was the fact that he had meant to have said, if Nick's there, I'll not turn up. And Nick had been the bigger of the two. Or was that another one that stopped it? And the bigger one of the two, and didn't want and just said, okay, just do your own thing, I'll go do my own. And that's when he did Paranormal Lockdown. And I don't think Paranormal Lockdown's even been allowed to come back another season. But for all I do probably think that Zach Baggins has done that. I bet he has actually because his show is obviously going to have to do different things to keep up with all the new things that's up and coming, especially when the YouTube's involved now, because some of the YouTubers that's out there is actually better than some of your actual shows. I mean, I think there's a lot of them that, I mean, I don't really want to say Twin Paranormal, because I know there's a lot of controversy over Twin Paranormal, because they seemingly have went that extra level to, I don't know, the rumours are they have faked things. I don't know if it's true or not, who knows. Allegedly, right? So but they've still got a good show, and that's what people want is entertainment purposes. So taking the paranormal out, because that's not really what we're talking about, is the ghosts and the spirits. We're talking about the networks and how it all works. So these guys are usually better. So what I think's happening, right, I'll give you my opinion what I think's happening. I think that Ghost Adventures is really struggling to try and keep up with all your top shows, your top YouTube channels and things, right? So I think somewhere along the line, they've came to some. I don't. If you notice, a lot of these shows are coming out defending Zach, saying that Zach did not say all this. Zach hasn't done this. He hasn't done that. Destination Fear put a video out the other day or last week or something saying that Zach Baggins didn't phone the network and get the show cancelled. But that's not to say that there's not things wrong in the relationship between him and Zach Baggins. So who knows what that's all about. What I think's happened is I think he's knew that he's only been getting 4 shows or 4 seasons. And I think they've came to some sort of... If you watch Dakota in the video, right, where they're sitting, the 3 of them is sitting and Dakota is watching the 2 of them, his friends, how they're acting. They're sitting forward and then he's sitting forward. He looks too nervous to me. I think Dakota is that straightforward that he can't lie. I think what's happened is he's knew that they weren't getting another season. And that's why they've already got all their stuff all saved up, like their camera stuff. They do all their own editing and everything anyway, seemingly. So they're ready to go on YouTube, basically. Now they're bringing out a YouTube channel and they're all ready to go. I think they've knew that this was going to happen. And I think because of all the different controversy coming out with Zach getting other shows cancelled and allegedly putting words in about other shows, I think Destination Fear has used it to their advantage and decided, we knew we were only getting 4 seasons. The 5th season's going to have to be YouTube, you know? I mean, take Zach even out the equation. The show itself, Ghost Adventures, has done everything. It's done the hotels, it's done the hospitals, it's done the asylums. They've done every single thing in paranormal. They've come up with all their different new equipment. They've tested it. What are they going to do next? What are you saying? Oh, show. I did press show. I don't know why it's slow. It's almost like people want to go out looking for demons. I say don't go looking for demons. Don't want it to happen. Don't even pray for it to happen. However, be prepared in case it does happen. Definitely right, Derek, yeah. I mean, the thing is, let's put it down there. Demons are not going to perform for cameras. I don't know how many times I need to say this. If there's a demon or even a bad spirit in the area that wants to possess you in different things or even just follow you home, they're not going to stand there and let you put a video out first. They're going to hang around the background. Maybe like, that's probably a lot of the times you'll hear the other spirits warning you to get out and things. It's because they know that these entities are around. And if they're not going to perform a video for you first, they're going to wait until you're leaving and then either follow you home or attach themselves to something, and you know the way it works. They're just not going for you. I remember thinking it's all real, then fakes it, and then tries to get rid of those that are the truth. I quit watching Ghost Adventures after Zach sat in a bathtub taunting a female spirit that committed suicide. Was that the one where it was his home? See, they've done a lot of things pushing those boundaries, and a lot of people will not watch them now. I can't even remember the last time I watched them. I think it was a way back about season 18. And I've been bored some nights, and I'll put on, what do you call it, plus, Discovery Plus, and I've actually paid for a subscription specifically to watch Ghost Adventures sometimes. And I put it on and I'll get halfway through a show and I think, nah. And I end up going back to YouTube, or I just watch some true crime stuff. Michigan was named the paranormal hub of the US as of 2 years ago, but he refuses to come here to do investigations. Wow. The thing is with Zach Bagans, he's always going to want to be top notch. Everybody that's worked with him allegedly has said that his ego is really big. Even people from his past has said that his ego big. I mean, because he was one of the first shows that did that type of thing, travelled around, it did take off. But I really do think that Ghost, what you call it, the other show that was there, Ghost Hunters. I think Ghost Hunters was equally as good. The only difference I didn't like with Ghost Hunters was the fact that the investigations were often drawn out for no reason, and I don't know, there was just something no quick enough about them, if you like. You have a question, Jan? I have a question as to why he levelled a haunted home in Indiana. Maybe because it's truly haunted and he couldn't handle it. That's probably what it was. I mean, he bought the house, didn't he? He bought the house outright so he could do experiments and things there, allegedly. So I think he got his money's worth out of it and didn't know what to do with it. That's my opinion anyway, and I think that is what he was advised, was to just knock the place down. Because, as you said, the hunting was too much. What was he going to do? Keep a building there that was known with demons and things in it? Or bad entities and things? That's why I'm surprised that a lot of these places still actually are allowed to be there. Or do the people like the Sally House and things, do they know that there's no longer a demon in that there? So therefore it's not as much a hazard to let people go in. But then again, you do have to sign waivers and things, don't you? So who knows? I mean, nobody's going to really know until you go to these locations yourself. Because for all you know, all these different places may make you sign waivers to say that you just don't know, is my point. That's why I like to watch people that I trust go ghost hunting, because I know they wouldn't fake anything. I like YouTubers. We had a guest on Unrest Paranormal that I co-hosted last year that worked on Discovery Paranormal shows, and he told us his show was 65% scripted and 35% real investigations. Yeah, because they've got to get those views. I mean, if you look at what Destination Food said, I don't even know what one it was, but one of the boys had said it. But even they had said that now that they're at YouTube, they'll be able to do what they want. They'll be able to put their videos and things out the way they've wanted to. So what were they getting made to do on the TV show? Do you know? What were they getting made to do that they're going to longer do? It's came out of the pop. The drama for a while about a lot of people saying Zach's done this and Zach's done that. And nobody's going to know, guys, if it's a publicity stunt or not. For a lot of these teams. I mean, for all we know, a lot of these teams could have already been told, look, you are getting cancelled next year, but if you want to put a bit of drama out first, and then you'll get your little cliches on YouTube, your audience, who knows what can go on? Maybe even YouTube's been paid to push their content out because their shows have been cancelled. Who knows? We had a guess. Oh, I've read that one. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It's dry for it's just convenient. I find the Max did that is now trying to make it big on YouTube. I think they've all along that their show has been cancelled, and they've been trying to get a niche with YouTube. What is the best way to get into something is to make a bit of a stir, isn't it? So the drama is the stir for people to take note, Because if they had just came over to YouTube and people seen Destination Fear, for example, yeah, they would have probably followed it. But the thing that they're following it for right now is the drama, because everything's been put out that Zach said this, that Zach did that. So they're running with it. So, or they would just not have said anything. The way a lot of these, I need to get a drink, I'm dry. The way that a lot of these shows in the past have never said anything. Why now? Because they know that drama pays. Aye, Iron Sis. I'm going to try and play the video. It's actually Sam and Lainey and Sam, or whatever their names are, for England. And what they had done was he had summed it up pretty good. I don't usually watch them, to be honest, any of these kind of paranormal shows. If I was going to put anybody's up, it would be Lexi's, if Lex had done a video, or even your true one. But unfortunately, he'll definitely strike me. We're going to have to listen to this one. It just sums it up what's actually going on right now in the paranormal world with all the different drama. If I can get it to play. I will give them. I didn't think so true. What's that one? I didn't think Zach could handle true paranormal. You can tell in most of the shows that things are fake. It's just ridiculous, Jan. It's ridiculous that a show that brought in such a good positive vibe into paranormal and made a lot of people realise that we can do this in different things. And they brought in a really good eye on the subject. Not just Ghost Adventures, them and a few other shows, let's face it wasn't just Zach Bagans. Especially Nick, because Nick brought a lot of focus to the paranormal world. So for people like that to now cause as much drama and throw as much demon words in there and portal words, and never ever wants to really show you evidence that a lot of investigators value, such as EVPs and things, like the touching of a cat ball and things like that. It's always got to be the very latest technology now that's going to show you on a screen it going up and down, or one silly little word, and you're thinking, where? There's better on YouTube that you know is real than listening for an hour nearly, which the show's 45 minutes, listening for 40 minutes for one EVP that's one word that might not even be relatable, but because they heard it so clear and it's the word demon, it's just, their show's just no cutting it anymore for people. So it's bringing in the focus back to the show. Have any of you seen the video of Zach driving along the bridge with Aaron and he sees something on the thermal imaging screaming it was some kind of demon, only for it to be a cow grazing? Well, I think that's quite a common one, isn't it? There's been a few like that though, where if you look at it you're thinking, is that really that? Especially nowadays with the words. The last one that I watched was the one where they were in a lady's home and her and her brother hadn't been speaking for years, but I think the father or something had died and they had to sell the house. And you could tell that the lady was just using the show to get to her brother. You could tell that the minute that they went in, it was, don't be saying this and don't be saying that, and I hope you don't speak to this one. And you could tell that the brother didn't believe in it, but she was pushing that narrative, and the brother wasn't wanting anybody in the house. Did any of you see that one? It was the last one I watched. I think it was about season 19. That freaking out stuff doesn't impress you at all. Me either, Jan. The thing is, see when you're on a paranormal invest, even in your house, if you feel a spirit around you, you really have to think about weigh up the options. Are you going to scream? Are you going to run? What are you going to do? What I usually try and do now that I'm aware when they're there is I try and think, is this handleable? Is this something that I can actually sit here and take? A lot of the time when I've got the necrophonic on and you've heard that a lot of the energy gets humped, you can, when it's really going fast and you can hear the word after word, the energy does get intense and you do start to feel a bit surrounded by them. That's where I start to focus now and I'll start to kind of push them back. But before I didn't know how to do that, especially out on the field. If you remember where I went to the Lover's Lane and the witch attacked me, I honestly was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to do. And Liam wanted out. He already wanted to leave. So I had already came out of investigation mode and went into mother mode. So I was like, right, let's just get out of here. And then Michelle says, why do you want to go this way or that way? And I thought, right, we'll just go the complete circle. Instead of doubling back and going back the lane, we'll just go right up round. But I think if we had went the other way and didn't go right over the bridge, I think we would have been okay. But we kind of walked right into it, if you like. And I wasn't ready. I'll be ready next time. But I wouldn't freak out though. I just decided I was going out and I could feel my it's like, I don't know if it's only me they affect this way, but I always feel as if they're trying to take my breath. It's like the beginning of a panic attack. Now I know to just tell myself it's only because the spirit's right next to you or right on you that you feel like this. But I can handle it now. But at first I thought I was going to go into a full-blown panic attack. But obviously you're not going to. It's just the energy. You just have to learn how to handle the energy. But I wouldn't scream, I don't think. I think I would scream and probably kick up a bit of a stink if I was somewhere like the abandoned mansion up the stairs and you either just jump and go to your death or you pass the spirit and go back down the stairs. I think I would maybe be a bit screaming then. Yes, Patrol, I also believe that those of us are getting true evidence should be brought into the midst of what Ghost Adventures does. Exactly, Jan. They've been in the field long enough. Why not? Why not? Sorry. Why not start to bring in some of their fans and take their fans, like say to their fans, where do you want to go see? And maybe go down that road for a while and maybe a lot of their fans would come back and start to trust them more. Because I really do think they're done. I think unless they come up with something really, really different, maybe start touring the world again or something, I don't know, then I think they're really over. And they have to stand aside and let shows like Destination Fear, Paranormal Lockdown and things get to their full potential. Because they've been on the Ghost Adventures has been the top show for how many years now? They've done everything. It's time for them to step aside and then be the show that get cancelled. And let these other shows take their stage, you know? And maybe Ghost Adventures and things can go and do like Chinese. Maybe they can start call the creepier stuff because they like to get the creepy stuff. Maybe they can go start looking for jinns. Go to Egypt and looking for the Egyptian spirits and things. Maybe it's time for them to go down that road and go away from just doing the things that we want to see the likes of Destination Fear do. We want to see Destination Fear and things go into these asylums. If none of you have watched them, you need to watch them because they do push the fear. They sleep in asylums alone and everything, and oh, it's crazy. They do experiments and everything. You need to watch them. They're a lot better. When they come to YouTube, I think they're actually on YouTube now because I subscribed to them the other day, but they've not got anything up yet. But I can't wait. I think they'll actually take over, like Paranormal Nightmare and things. Because they push those boundaries, but they push it. Exactly. For entertainment purposes, you can't take them serious. You're right. I'll go back to chat, guys. I'll go back up I made a YouTube channel years ago. Aaron had a YouTube channel years ago and Zach made him stop uploading footage. See, things like that, that's not needed. I mean, I honestly don't know how Aaron has put up with it for so long. And no unless it is a kind of agreement between them for the show. Like, okay, you push it to the limit and I'll do it. Because why else would he keep getting allowed to be pushed into these places? Aaron must tell him, it's okay, just push me in, because you wouldn't keep doing that. It's my opinion that the word demon has been tossed around too many times. It's almost like people want to go out looking for well, we did that one, didn't we, guys? You're right, it's like they want to go out looking for them. What was that now? Michigan was named the paranormal hub. Right, okay, I think I did all the ones, guys. I stopped watching them too. You can't watch them anymore when they're just doing things over and over again. I honestly, as if it's time to step aside and let some of the other teams have their day. I do. And that is a die-hard Ghost Adventures fan. I watched every programme, every episode, right up till about 14, 15, then I started wavering away, and then I would catch up and then waver away. So I've never ever went back though for about 18, 19, and I think they're at 21 now. I'm just trying to find comments that I haven't read, guys. 2 seconds. Do you want me to send the link out, Brother Drew, and you can come up and talk about it for half an hour with me? And I'll put the link in the chat, guys. I've got that video to play. It's just keeping coming and going in the background. I'll put the link in the chat, okay? And if any want to come up, that button. And welcome to come up talk about adventures, what we think's going on. What was that about the museum? I didn't see that one. Even his museum is fake. He doesn't even own all the exhibits. See, that had that patrol that I'd noticed that in the video I was going to try and play. He does say that in it, and that surprised me because the way he does portray it in the show, the one that he did, I'm Michelle's success.
Hey,
The one that
how are you?
he did in the show, he did say that he bought this off of this person and that person, so that surprised me. Hiya, how are you? How are you, Michelle?
Hanging in there. How about you,
Are
honey?
you okay?
I was hospitalized at the end of February. My pneumonia, my emphysema, COPD.
Yeah.
That was bad.
YouTube off in the background. Okay, as long as you're okay now. So what do you make about the YouTube drama? What do you make about the Ghost Adventures drama?
I don't know.
Do you think they've done this just to get a niche into the YouTube for Destination Fear?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Paradox. I think they have. I think what they've done is, I think they've all came to some sort of arrangement that the drama and things is the way to go, and just kind of push that narrative out as if Zach has made it that way. And then when they've been confronted on it and realised that it's going to spin right out of control, they've had to do that video and say, look, Zach's got nothing to do with this. But it's still at the same time saying But we have still got drama with them. He claimed to have the real Annabelle doll as well. He claimed to have the real Annabelle doll, but that's still at the Conjuring house because the owners still have it. Yeah, he said they had rented it or something, wasn't it? Do you want to come up, Patrol? You're welcome to come up, guys, if you want to talk about it. I just honestly think that Ghost Adventures has had their day, and it's time to move aside and let some of the other teams, the younger teams. If you think about it, Zach Baggins introduced Dakota to the paranormal world, if you like, the paranormal network. So why not? Why does he not want to see him thrive? I honestly think that Ghost Adventures could have a different niche out there if they decided to go to like Japan or something and start trying to find like the bigger, higher up things that people want to see. I think Destination Fear has decided to go a different way at least that's what Dakota started. Yeah. Because if you remember what he said was, what he had done was he had done a paranormal documentary, just pushing the fear. And then when Zach had seen it, Zach had decided to run that idea or something for the network. So the thing is, he's probably thought that he would get the show, and then Dakota's obviously got the show. Welcome in, Filippo. I got your advice on my ghost encounter. If okay, I still speak spiritual person. All right. So you've had a paranormal experience then, is what you're saying. A ghost encounter. Ooh. Sorry, English isn't your first language. That's okay. The patrol says, unfortunately, I'm at work. Oh dear. Being sneaky and watching while patrolling the corridors of the shelter I'm securing. Security guard that. Well done. We've all got to do it. If you see anything, go on those lives. Go on a live stream. That's okay. Yeah, definitely, Filippo. Tell me what your experience was. Well, he's talking French to everybody. Bonjour, Madame Christine.
Oh.
Oh. Tell us what your ghost experience was. One moment and I'll tell. Okay. I hope there's enough room in chat for you. I honestly just feel a lot of these shows are trying to keep up with YouTube as well. Because YouTubers have got the freedom to do what they want and they don't need to put on 45-minute shows. So they're going to have a big boots to fill, I feel. But I do like Destination Fear. I think they'll be good on YouTube. I think if they're as genuine as they've been portraying themselves to be for the last 4 or 5 years on television, I think that'll be a really good YouTube channel to watch. If they're as genuine as they look. Anybody else want to give their opinion? See, I didn't realise that about the stuff that he didn't own it until I seen it in one of the blogs. That's crazy that he doesn't own all the haunting stuff. Museum, that'll be why the prices are so high. It's just silly. I think YouTube is the way a lot of people are going now, and also Roku and things and Amazon Prime. I wait, I'll put it in right. Okay, let's see, Filippo. I leave nightclub very drunk. I fell asleep in park. When I wake, I covered in ectoplasm. I then see 4 large male ghosts running away. Why the ectoplasm me? It's strange, no? Are you sure it was ectoplasm? Let's just say, for example, this was a spirit, okay? And he did leave some sort of residue on you. I think it probably means that you've been chosen. I would be very careful because it would mean that you've probably been picked for some strange purpose. So just be very cautious.
Mhm.
Go and get some sage. Go and get some sage and sage yourself from head to toe. Sage all your house. Maybe even pale wood it. And put up some protection is my best advice. And when you go out, put protection on. Put on some. Let me see if it's there are 4 of them. 4 spirits, not just 1. 4. Oh wow! I think you better go for some black tourmaline, some obsidian, probably some jet as well. We better get all 3 and walk about smoking a cigar because cigar smoke's one of the strongest smokes you'll get. So if you walk about smoking a cigar, you'll be fine. No spirits will come near you. Oh dear. And my advice is don't go into the park when you're drunk and fall asleep for a start. That's a bit silly. Especially not in Scotland because you'll get hypothermia and die. Definitely get the sage out in the palo wood. Oh dear. 4 spirits. What did the ectoplasm look like? I've never seen ectoplasm. Was it white and creamy? Or was it green? Was it green like what? Was it green like Ghost? What's the Ghostbusters? Was it green like Ghostbusters? I've never seen ectoplasm. I wonder if that's true though. I'll need to ask Uncle Danny that. If he's ever seen a spirit leave any sort of residue.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Is anybody in chat? It was like white pearls. Is anybody in chat that is a paranormal investigator? Have you ever actually seen a spirit leave any sort of residue? Because
It's
I've
like
not.
white pearls.
Yeah,
White
white
pearls.
pearls. Oh, no. Oh, don't go back to that park. Okay, that's my best advice. Do not even go back near that park, drunk or
No, I
not.
run. Run. Run away.
Unless you want the same experience. Okay, back to Ghost Adventures. Stay away from parks, Filippo.
Oh, shit. Where's
Was this in
Danny when we need him?
France?
Where's Danny when we need him?
I know it. Uncle Danny, save us.
Help, help.
Was it Salty Patrols? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, no. It has to always go to a downward spiral like that.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Mm.
Right, change the subject. Hatchie, you are still in here. Hatchie, change the subject. Yeah, I just think that Ghost Adventures really needs to stop now and move over and let some of the younger teams up. I also have encountered in public toilet with Big Black Demon and his big black pet snake. That was scary. Filippo, I'd have run. I don't like snakes. Oh dear. You better stay away from parks and toilets. Why is there always a park involved in this? Oh no, that's public toilets. Why is there always some sort of outbuilding or out place? Stay in the house, Filippo. Don't go out. Stay in the house. out of public toilets in public parks.
Oh, shoot.
Or start recording these experiences wherever you go.
Mhm.
Just better put above 18s if you're going to play it.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. That's good.
Does nobody else want to come and talk about Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures?
Come on.
Come on, come up.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, guys. We're only a little, we're not a big channel. We're just a little team just trying to chit-chat away.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, I have got memberships on my channel. I am still trying to get my ID sorted. As soon as I get my ID sorted, I'll be putting more content out, and it'll be a lot of it will be gone in the members. So remember, I will tell you when to get the memberships and things. Don't do it just now. Don't do it just now.
Philippa, you should come up.
Yeah, come up, Panka. I think in the next couple of weeks, I keep testing the waters. I went out today with just my Drew's Paranormal hoodie on to see if it was going to be warm or cold enough, but it's still too cold yet. It started to get dark about 7:20, so I'd say about another 2 weeks and it'll be just nice. I have guard experience in woods with fairies. Tell us your story about the fairies, Filippo. Please tell us. Oh dear. Well, I've always wanted to talk to somebody that has actually seen fairies, so
Yeah.
do tell.
I'm
scared to let you up on screen. Or I would tell you to come up. Filippo, can you understand the Scottish accent okay?
No.
Oh dear, dear. The cemetery that I went to last week, the Les Mahago one, we passed it tonight. I went to Tesco with Liam in the bus and we bypassed it tonight, and I was looking in, and the other half I'll go and do that sometime during the week. If it does still keep sunny, because I actually went to the smallest part. I went to the smallest part, guys, but I will go do the other half. Welcome, Panka. How are you, my brother? Hi, Sherry says.
Sherry, come on up.
She's on Facebook. You want to come up?
Yeah.
Want to come. The link's in the chat, sis. They pop up. How are you, Panka?
I'm not feeling good. I have to start off again today. Not feeling okay.
Oh, sorry.
You guys?
I can hear you okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You sound as if you've got the cold. You got the cold?
Yeah, I'll be back. No.
Okay, brother.
No.
Oh, I need to sit down. My legs are getting sore. I thought you were going to tell us a story, Filippo.
Probably from the weather going back and forth, cold or hot, right?
I don't know. All last week we were getting it sunny during the day, but it was really pouring from the high heavens at night and really stormy.
Right.
It's not raining tonight. It's really actually quite calm tonight.
Yeah.
But here we go with story. I go for a walk in woods and meet. Oh, where did it go away for? Wait a minute.
Is Sherry coming up?
I must have double clicked it. Sorry, guys. Hey, you coming up, sis? Even if you want to keep your camera off. I go for a walk in woods and 2 fairies. Somehow they end up in my bed. When I wake, my fingers... I shouldn't have put that on screen.
They end up in his bed.
Now my brown and I got by been gardening, and fairies cursed me. I'm cursing you right now, Filippo. I just put that up on screen. Oh, my best advice for you is just stop. Anything mystical or anything, just stay away from it.
Yeah.
Stay away. Just stay in your house and stay away from everything. I think you're... Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's poor troll saying now? I think Filippo needs to go back to France and stop being
homophobic.
That's my best advice for him as well, Patrol. Yeah. Thank you, Patrol, for being here with the witty answers.
That's funny.
Oh, you're gay? Okay. That's okay then. That was funny. I don't know what to tell you, Filippo. You get yourself into some situations, do you not?
Yeah.
You get yourself into some sort of situations, boy. I don't know what it's like in France, but in Scotland we don't have as exciting a life. The most I've met in the woods, I think, is a scary witch. Well, she wasn't even in the woods. She was up in our old pathway. A scary witch. What else have I? A spirit who was the worker on the railway. He was Irish. Shane. Try to think who else I've all met along my travels. Mr. Mackenzie and Greyfriars. Who else? Oh, I always forget about the little boy spirit. My very first spirit as well, and I always forget about him. He touched my hand. I'll need to look the footage out, guys. I've not got footage. I've got audio. I'll find it. It's definitely on my Google files somewhere. And you hear him walking along the floor. And then you hear me say, I think he's touching my hand. And then I'm like, oh, and then you hear him walking away again on the wooden floor. I'll need to find it and let you hear it. That was my very first experience. Apart from that, I've not had many. I'm scared to put them up on the screen. I also am gay. I am gay also, but don't think it's right that on a podcast you're taking the mickey out of situations. Well, yeah. That's okay, Patrol. Sometimes the funniest moments are the ones that is there with a series of moments. I just wanted to see your opinions anyway about the Zach Baggins carry on to see if you think that it's all like a kind of ploy to promote each other, to promote Ghost Adventures because it's kind of dying, and to promote some of the shows for YouTube. I honestly do. And I think if the networks have got any sense, they would make Ghost Adventures to be the one to step aside and let Paranormal Lockdown and Destination Fear and things come up through the ranks. And maybe Ghost Adventures go to YouTube and take all the heat for the demon word being mentioned every 10 minutes. I don't think it would last on YouTube, to be honest. I think it would be too much for Zach Baggins and things to be on YouTube and that. I think that they should either step aside and let the teams come up through the ranks of the television, or they go and do further afield, such as your Japan, with your jinn spirits. Then maybe Egypt and things to see why there's all these hauntings and these other places where they need to pray to get out of the places, Saudi Arabia and things. Maybe they could go to those type of places and step aside and let all the boys come up through the ranks. I really do. If nobody's want to come up and talk to me about it, I might as well go, guys. It's an hour. My sister, her mystical love and light. Got a live stream tonight, everybody, to let you know. We were meant to be interviewing Angel. Angel is also another witch. She's having to work. So Mystical Love and Light and I are putting it off to maybe next week or the week after. Sister Sherry was going to join us on that stream. So I don't know if maybe Sister Sherry wants to do something on her channel or not, because she was talking about doing the spirit box and things. Now that Mystical's cancelled tomorrow night, because she also lost her little dog, guys, and she's really a bit sad about it. So sending you prayers and strength, Mystical sis, for the death of wee Velvet. It's really sad. It's really sad. So maybe give her a week or two, I think, and then she'll be back. It's like losing a loved one. It's like losing, especially the fact that she's there usually all week with the dog herself, because her husband works away and comes home at weekends. I mean, the two of them's each other's companion, and losing that's a big thing in people's lives.
Right.
How's your kittens? How's the wee cheeky cats?
Oh, they're good. They're sleeping. Was laying down with me right now.
Robert, here's
Boo Bear. Boo Bear.
You're here. There. There you're up.
How are you?
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Sherry.
I'm okay, sis.
Hey.
Hello, sis. You all right, Misha?
Hanging in there, sis. I'm hanging in there, honey. Trying to.
Good stuff. Thanks. Is it coming in and out? You're boring, gay patrol. He's lightening up, sweetheart. Don't start arguing, boys. Come on. Keep it nice. How are you, sis?
Yeah.
We're talking about all the Carry On with Ghost Adventures.
Oh, don't get me started. You know what I'm like with that bagans? I had a nice little heat up on my channel once about him.
Yeah, I think he has to move aside now and let some of the other teams get the limelight. Because Destination Fear has got a niche there that nobody's ever done before, which is pushing it to the limits. Sleeping alone in asylums and things. Lots of different experiments to do. There you go, sis.
To be honest, I think that Zach Bagans has had his limelight, and I think in a lot of ways, even though like a lot of people like his investigation, so please do not hate me for this, but like for me, I just think that he's a bit of a chauvinist. I think that he loves himself a little bit too much, and I'm not saying that what he does isn't good, but I don't believe that he's legit. I don't believe that everything that he does is legit. And as you were saying, sis, like I do believe that there are far better investigators out there that actually take this field really seriously, don't like doing all the provoking or doing the disrespect. This is another thing I don't like about him, is that he thinks because he's got money and because he's big, he's got the right to speak how he wants. And as an investigator, and that you're supposed to set examples for those that are going to be going into that, you know what I mean? I can understand why part of his team left him, to be honest. And, you know, I used to like that. I used to like him. Now I can't stand him.
No, he's just did everything. He's done everything now. He's done the asylums. He's done his hospitals. He's done all the big locations. He's helped the families. If he still wants to be part of big networks and television, he's going to have to do something that's really different. Why does he not step aside and let these Destination Fear, paranormal lockdown and things have that limelight? And maybe he can move on and do like things like the more serious spirits like he wants, like the gin, and maybe go to Saudi Arabia and things and see what luck for the old buildings, you know? Why does he not do that if he wants to call out demons?
There was a lot of people that speak against him because of the way that he is. I think that if he wants to, I think the best way for him to stay in this field and to like get his reputation back up the right way is actually to help some of those smaller teams to be able to get out there. These guys like us that are doing everything we can in what we believe in and helping, even funding and helping to do it that way. It's a way of, because he's built a way on his name. Like I used to love Zach Bagans and I used to love Ghost Adventures till I bought a couple of things that I didn't believe were legit to do with him. And I used to watch them all the time and I really used to like Zach, but I've seen Zach change and I lost all credibility to him. I stopped wanting to watch him and wanting to be part of him. And I don't believe that he's in the career because he's trying to do right. I believe he's in the career because of the money, and it shouldn't be about the money. He's already big. He's already got lots of money. So why do you have to keep going on that way? Why can't you use that money to help others that want to be like you, that want to do investigations?
Definitely bring up a few other teams.
And it's not like he's not got the money to do it. It's not like he's not got the money to do it. He could do it. He could get hundreds and hundreds of different teams all around the world and bring people together. He could do that easily.
Definitely. I definitely feel he just wants to hang on to that limelight. And I don't see Ghost Adventures getting anything new because they've did everything. What are they going to bring out that's new to capture that audience? Unless they start going deeper afield and trying to figure out what gin is, what some of the Saudi Arabia spirits are and things. It's the only thing they've never done is go further afield into Egypt and different places like that and actually try and figure out, he's worth about $30 million, Patrol, sorry. It's ridiculous. He could do what he done and people honoured him for, and that was bringing up through the ranks Dakota. Even though they've seemingly had a falling out, he still brought him to the paranormal field and helped him establish himself. So like you say, Sherry, he could bring up more teams and help them, and then he would probably gain back a lot of his respect that a lot of the teams have now.
How I look at it realistically, there is never a boring time in investigations. It don't matter how many years you go on. You're always going to be going back to certain locations and stuff like that. That's what we all do. That doesn't mean we need to give up. And that's not what I'm saying that he needs to do. What I'm saying is he needs to build his credibility up. There's a lot of people that would still tune in and watch some of his places he goes back to because there are some really awesome places he's been to. But it's his attitude. It's the reputation that he's built for himself. He's made people see him in a different light, and he needs to build that back. And he needs to stop being so much about himself and how big he can get and what else he can bring out. And he should be like, you know what? I'm going to bring a show out where I educate and learn, investigate new investigation teams to be the top investigators and get them going to these locations. He would go far with that, and maybe it'd bring some credibility back. You know what I mean? Because he's been disrespectful to a lot of people, especially his own team members. He's been very disrespectful to them. Do you know what I mean? And that and this is what he's got. He forgets, right? It's not just him. It was the rest of his team members as well. But it was always based on him, and it should have been based on Nick and on Aaron and on everybody else as well. They all made that team, not Zach.
Yeah,
it was all. You know what I mean?
There was the three of them. I mean, I think that's what he didn't like. He didn't like the fact that Nick and him were kind of struggling for that top spot. And I think once because Zach was a little bit more handsome than him and he got like the more following, that's just what happened. But
that's where it goes wrong, and that's TV for you. TV want the best faces in front, and that's not how it should be. It doesn't matter what you look like. If you're a good investigator, that should be all that matters, okay? And when you go into a team, you're not seeking to be better than any of your other team members. You're all equal. It don't matter if you're handsome, you're ugly, or whatever you are. You're all equal. You all should be recognised for what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Especially on television like that, especially the show that they had when they first started. Because if you remember, even the way they started the show, they used to put the camera right in the middle, and then the four of them would walk up to it. Even that showed unity, whereas now it's not even like that. a lot of the
used to
time
be
what
like
happens
that. That's what I'm saying. When they
is
first
the
started out,
ego
they
is
were
over.
innocent. They were innocent. You could tell it. Like I've watched back on some of their shows when they first started out. They were so innocent, so oblivious to everything. They were so caring about each other, and it was all about each other, and it was all about the shows, and they were always excited. And now it's just like, what are you doing? Like, where's all of that?
I started watching a show about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. I started trying to watch a show, and he had locked Aaron in a cupboard, let's say, and then went away over the other side of the building and away down. And Aaron had already been saying that he didn't like the feeling and he didn't want to be locked in. And I'm thinking to myself, I hope there's crew members really are around that we don't see, that if he does take a panic attack, a heart attack or something, that they can let him out, because Zach completely went over the other side of the building and
that's
doing
what I'm
a
saying. He's
cellar
not
or
got no
something.
responsibility. He's not got no responsibility as well. Like, who in the right frame goes into a really haunted place? Fair enough, do the challenges, do the lock-ins, but you don't walk halfway down another building. You know what I mean? You stay outside and near, so that if something does happen, you can get to them quick. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying.
Saying, let me out. And he's saying, no, I'm not letting you out. And Aaron's saying, let me out, Zach, just let me out. And he's like, no. And I'm thinking, see if that was me, say when I go out, the first thing I would do was punch you square right in the face.
Yeah.
You know?
And that is what it is. It's
You've got to trust your teammates.
Investigating and putting people into challenges isn't about leaving them in that situation and leaving them there to be like fit for their life. It's them having an experience. The minute that they turn around and tell you, I don't want to be in here anymore, can you let me out? You should open that door and let them out, because you know you don't know what's happening to that person in there. You don't know what's in there, you know. So
I just thought, no, that's terrible. You've got to trust your teammates. Fair enough, there's probably about 20 production people there that we don't see. I hope and pray that there is, because one of these days it'll go wrong for them and then it'll be all controversial.
And at the end of the day, they probably have got a production team, but it should be about them. It should be about them being there for each other and looking out for each other, and that they've come in there as a team. They've come in there to investigate together. You stay with your people. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go and take my guys to a place and go, right, you stay here and I'm going to go half a mile down the road and I'll see how you do. I wouldn't dream of doing that. You know what I mean?
A lot of these
what the hell?
look up to people like them. It's setting a bad example. It really is. It's especially when they're starting to open up. I watched one with them as well. They were in a place where there had been rituals and things all done, and they opened a circle back up. I know that what's his name? The one that does all the spell work and does all a lot of the little herbal mixes and things. What's his name? No, Billy, the other one.
I haven't watched them for years.
I can't remember his name. Anyway, he opened a circle back up with the pentagram and everything, and I think it was Aaron. Was it Aaron or Billy? Was to get put in the middle of it, and they walked off as well, and different things like that. And I'm thinking, they're actually opening portals up here in buildings that there's been known either real demons or actually haunted spirits and things, and they ended up all in the garden, being sick, having to sage each other with pale wood and things. And I thought, that went totally wrong for you, didn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I believe. That's what TV is about. It's about having that fear factor, and it's about making that money and that, and they'll do anything to things like that. Are really ridiculous to do. You don't open a pentagram circle and put somebody in the middle of it, especially if it's been known and linked to being to something really bad. Why would you go and do that? Like, if it's closed for a reason. This is what investigators do not do, guys. Okay, we do not go and reopen doorways and things like that. You know what I mean? This is
even if they know how to close it back down, you do not do that. It's like it's as if they've actually started to step over the boundaries. Either they're totally fake in everything that they do, and this is just for show, or they're totally stepping over that boundary and playing with things that they shouldn't be playing with.
I think
because they all end up in the garden being sick and having to help each
I
other.
think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both. I think that some of what they do is not real, and I think a lot of it is it's the stardom. It's gone to their head.
Yep.
They don't really care anymore. They don't care how they talk in these buildings, how they treat the spirits. They don't care about any of this because they've got the money. They don't care. Like if it got really bad, they'd walk away. They're not going to struggle, are they? Because they've got money now. You know what I mean? Like they've lost all of that respect. And them sort of investigators are what make investigators like us look really bad and make people not trust us, so we can't do what we want to do. You know what I mean? And that is not what we're like. We're not like that. TV is meant to be made to look a certain way, and I do believe that a lot of the producers that they're under put things into their shows to make it better. I don't believe that there's all that stuff going on all the time. I just believe that it's all added and said it's happening and stuff like that to make it better. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
I think it's just getting to a point now that they have to stop, let some of these teams come through the ranks. Guys, it's like I said at the beginning, we had a guest last year who worked for a lot of these shows and told us that there's 65% scripted and dramatised and fake.
Yeah,
definitely.
It is. They have to follow a certain deadline and they have to allow certain things to
even if it's,
you know,
a lot of these up and coming teams, a lot of the people, especially the girls, there's a lot of girls, and I'm not saying that girl investigators obviously aren't worth their salt. I'm a girl, Sherry's a girl, you know, and we're investigators. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is a lot of the people that follow Zach that think, oh, we can do this, let's make a YouTube channel, and they've always got their makeup done to the extremes, their boobs hanging out. And you can tell that they don't really know what they're doing. They're just doing it for the sake of trying to get some fame, some fortune, or whatever. They're not real investigators that want to get to the nitty-gritty, why the spirits are there, to hear their story and things. All they want is the fame, because all they do is call out.
You can see that from them when they're on the cameras and that. They're always playing up to the camera. They're always having to look at the best angles. It isn't about the investigation. It's about getting their face out there. Like, don't get me wrong. I love to do myself up, as you see, but I take what I do very seriously. And when it comes to it, if I had makeup running down my eyes, I'd still be completely dedicated to what I'm doing. It's not, I don't do this because I'm trying to get famous or anything. I do this because it's a confident thing. Okay. And that is all I do it for. And I'm not here like in the paranormal field. I'm not here to get famous and rich. I'm here because I've got a passion and I've got a love for what I do, and I have an understanding.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know I mean, so
I feel as if they've lost the purpose of why they started. They really have lost that purpose. I mean, the way I seen them at the start was.
I think a lot of
the way I seen them at the start was that they wanted the spirits in these locations to get their story out. That's the way they started. And then it got to helping families. They wanted to help the families. And now it's just a case of they're trying to get the big hits. They're trying to get the scariest of places, the biggest of demons. And it's all, as Brother Drew says, it's all just fake. It's all just...
But it's really, it's annoying. It is annoying though, because like the amount of times that demon and all that sort of stuff is used in these TV shows, and they're not even around that much, guys, and they don't just show up like that. You know what I mean? There's reasons to why they're in certain locations, why they act certain ways. You know, a lot of it is playing up to the camera. It's making them viewers stay in that show because all they're thinking about is that. That is all they're thinking about. Well, we're going to get paid properly if we don't do it good, you know. And like Drew said, 65% of it is script. It's all wrote out how it's got to be. There's certain things that are added in to make it look better, you know, like that. It's not legit, and it's not nice for real investigators like ourselves, because it's just so hard to get our names out there, and they're like, oh, well, you're probably no different to all of these guys on TV. That's why I don't want to be on TV, because I don't want to be owned by somebody else. I own myself, and I own my own experiences. I don't want anybody else owning me. You know what I mean? So,
well, if you watch Dakota's video, Dakota does say that it wasn't Zach. He does say it wasn't Zach that tried to bring that they got their show cancelled, but he has got other beef with him. And I think that's what it is. I think it's the fact that they will not toe to a certain line. Seemingly, according to Destination Fear. I think it was the other boy that was speaking. There's a lot of things that they've not been allowed to show us on the normal television because it's too creepy or something, that they want to go back and show us. So I'm interested to see what they weren't allowed to show us on television, because they do a lot of experiments, and I think a lot of their experiments really have worked. So I think that they've been that real, that they've been too real for television. So it'll be really interesting, I think,
you
to
notice
see
it,
what
like
they're going to show us.
like if they've got like social media platforms and stuff, they're always just putting up what they've investigated or already done, what we've seen on TV. It gets boring. Like there's going to be clip hits, there's going to be images, there's going to be evidence that they've got that nobody's seen. That should be what they'll be using on their platforms, like their social medias and stuff like that. It shouldn't be the investigations they've done and we've seen. It should be the stuff that nobody's seen. Do you know what I mean? Because that's another way of keeping you out there. But at the end of the day, he's got to learn to be more respectful first, hasn't he? He's got to learn to be more respectful. I'm sorry, he's lost a lot of credibility. He may not have been the full person that caused all these problems, but the simple fact is he's always wanted to be the one that's in the limelight, and he's forgot who his team is. And he has. Everybody sees that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that Nick said it best. That
Nick is awesome. I love Nick.
He's going to have to always want to be that leader. He's never going to want to share anything. I can't even remember his exact words. I don't want to even try and guess his exact words to try and guess it. But he was trying to say that Zach will never give away that number one spot. So he's only ever going to keep repeating things that he's doing, and all these other shows, they'll not get a chance in the network. So I think they've found their niche with all these like Roku television, Amazon Prime, even Facebook and YouTube and things. They are starting to go down that road, and who knows, maybe YouTube will end up a lot bigger than normal television, you know. And
that's what I'm saying. And it isn't all about TV. There are other platforms that you can get out there on. Like for me, like personally, I really love Nick Goff. I think he's really cool, and he's really down to earth. Really cool guy. And I think that the way that he was treated and the way he had to leave was a really, really horrible thing to do, because he was with Zach from the beginning. And I'm glad that he's took his own pathway. He's so interesting, you know what I mean? He is.
The networks never ever take a bid. I mean, maybe they're too scared to take a bid to see what show should stay and what should go. They maybe not like what they see, and maybe Paranormal Lockdown would make that number one spot, and that's why Zach's got such a bad attitude to other teams and things, allegedly, is because he knows that his show wouldn't last the number one spot.
No, and it's because he does know that there are other people out there with the potential that would do a lot better than him and are a lot more legit, you know, and he does know all of this stuff. And, you know, he's past that time now. He's not young anymore. He's getting older, you know. He's not like, yes, he's still got that appeal to a lot of people, but there's a lot of people that see him through a different way now. So he's not even got that Zach Bagans appeal anymore. You know what I mean? Like where people love him and think he's gorgeous and think this and that. He's losing everything, not just the fact of what he's doing in his investigations, but the fact that he's not the man he used to be when he started. You know what I mean? So
and he's paranoid. A lot of people say that he really is quite paranoid now. And he wasn't like that at the beginning. So maybe he has been possessed.
You don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. These guys have got money. They probably are doing really dodgy things behind closed doors.
Yeah. Patrol says, ask yourself this: if Zach can go after small YouTubers for sharing his work and calling him out on it, why has he not come forward to set the record straight? Instead, he's gone into hiding. I know, because that's what they do. They don't comment. They just hide, and then before you know it, another season has started, and people will forget. Zach needs to get another line of work. Really do think his time's over. I think the networks are making the wrong decision. I think they should have made Ghost Adventures go to another platform and let some of the younger team come up. I really do. I think Destination Fear is going to be on YouTube right enough, because we might actually get to see some of this footage that they've been promising us that's out there, but they just can't tell us on television. So we'll see if it's out there. It'll be interesting to see if maybe they have caught something that's been too scary for television, though, you know? Right, Jan.
Sherry. Sherry.
Yes, sis.
I just found out I have 2 hernias in my stomach.
Ouch.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not-
gonna be surgery soon.
Well, hopefully that'll sort you out.
Yeah. What's up?
McDonald's is hiring. Imagine him on McDonald's.
Oh, Miss Sickles here. Hey,
Okay, sir.
come on.
Yeah, no,
She's not.
I think his time's gone.
She'll be back. She'll be back soon. Yeah, McDonald's is hiring patrols.
Yeah, that was so funny. I laughed at that.
He would probably
But
have
can
to
you
own
imagine him
what
behind
he
McDonald's
worked
bar?
for somebody else.
I don't think he could ever do a normal job.
Maybe that's what he'll do next. Open up one thing he's not done.
I do think he needs to go down that road.
We should watch
he
Space.
needs to go. I think he needs to go down that road where he helps other investigators. He needs to do that. I think he does.
Yeah.
There's so many people
Or
on
try
YouTube
and go
that are
for a
so
few
good at what they do.
Jen things.
Yeah.
I'm back.
See, I like Twin Paranormal, but a lot of people are starting to say that they are, and I don't know. I think maybe they've faked a few things, to be honest, allegedly, but I don't think they're 100% fake. I don't. But maybe they're having to fake a few things to keep their views up as well. Who knows? I know the genuine teams are Paranormal Nightmare because they help families. And as far as I know, nothing's ever been faked because there's never anything came out of them being fake. Paranormal Nightmare's your US #1 team. And then in the UK, my opinion is it's Haunted Finders. And then Shadowhunters UK and Moxley.
Yeah.
When it's enough for people, when it's enough for an investigator to get an EVP that says, hello, Drew, or hello, Andrina, or even just Andrina, for an investigator to know that that is a grade A EVP is a good enough team in my eyes. Teams that think a chair being thrown across a room or a big bang in a wall or something or a scream is the top notch evidence. It's no for me. I like the subtle little EVs that you know is real, such as your name being said and things. So I'll always follow teams that go down that road instead of the big bangs and the chairs turning over and things. Because let's face it takes a lot of energy for a spirit to do that. So
that doesn't happen all the time. That gets put out there quite a lot, and it doesn't happen like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like Drew said, it's really difficult for spirits to get their energy up and to do that sort of thing. So for and like Drew said, knocking on the walls and things like that. That's not the big thing. It is the EVPs, the pictures, the little clippets that you catch on a video of something going past you or something like that. They're the ones that are important, not some bang or something. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. It's good when they do it. When they do communicate and walk, but it's not.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. There's too much equipment being made year after year. We have to if we're going to keep going to location after location with different equipment, it's going to confuse the spirits. If I was to go to Birkwood with new equipment and things, maybe the spirits won't want to talk to me because, again, I've brought something different. A lot of spirits maybe like the routine of going in, asking them to affect the K2, and then turning on the spirit box and an EVP. Maybe they wouldn't like it if I started to bring in music boxes and big coils and things that radiate electricity and things. It maybe scare a lot of spirits. You start bringing in these big top-notch equipment, you know. I think the little K2s and things like that is good enough. Why do we need to always get bigger and better? It's just silly to
No,
me.
you don't. You don't need to. I'm not saying that anyone that wants to do that, that's fine. Obviously, it's fine, okay. But
Yeah,
it's
of
not
course it's
something.
fine.
It isn't something that you have to bring straight in. Like you do have to gradually introduce new equipment to them. You have to do it gradually because for them, but you got to remember, some of these energies have never seen these sort of equipment, and it might resemble something that hurt
Like
them.
their equipment, no,
You know, like, so you got to ease them in. You have to
yeah.
ease them in on
I
it.
just think
And
a
I
lot of the
like
spirits
using
are
like
get
EVPs
confused.
and K2.
Me too.
I like them.
I've
I'm an
never ever
old school
caught.
investigator.
I've caught loads of evidence on the spirit box. I really have, but I've never ever caught that EVP yet on a recorder. I need to try and remember to use the recorder more when I go out places. I keep forgetting about taking it with me.
You should.
I really do want to try doing that.
The voice recorder is a really good thing. You should do that. The more that you take it and the more that they get used to it, the better. Because I've had some really class A EVPs where they've gone, "Hello, Sherry," and they've said where they are. They've said the name of the church. They've said things like this, which nobody else is there apart from them and me. You know what I mean? So, and EVPs are, I think, one of the best tools in the ghost hunting equipment are EVPs, K2 meters, REM pods, them sort of things. All the little gadgets that don't cost you that much. You don't need to pay thousands and thousands of pounds to be a good investigator. Do you know what I mean? It's how you perform that matters.
I stay in a small Scottish village. I think if I started to come out with great big coils, maybe even big elaborate spirit boxes and things, I think knowing my town, especially the way the older generation is, I think the spirits would run a mile. I think it's got to be, if I had maybe introduced all that at the beginning, it would maybe be different. But I think as for now, I need to stick to, especially when a lot of the places I go, especially Birkwood, is spirits that weren't maybe such impaired as us, if you like. So I think it's subtle. Maybe people know when to use the big equipment and when not to, right enough. Ian says that guy, the author that Chris had on Ghost Squad Scotland, liked to go in with no equipment at all the beginning with them and introduce new technical I will try. And I'm not saying that it's not to do it. I just think that maybe people should stick to what they have got more until the spirits build up a rapport with you. Because I do think that a lot of the spirits that I talk to, especially at Birkwood and things, would be scared.
Oh yeah, and they would, and that's what people forget with them and that. You know, this is new equipment, and to some of them they wouldn't know what this
down
is.
to the chat. I don't feel right.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart.
Take care.
Okay, pal. Hope you feel soon, pal.
On top of that, as well as not knowing the equipment and stuff, like she said, you do have to build a relationship with them. I think over time they would be okay with you bringing new things. Like me, I can go out and buy a new piece of equipment and take it down to my church place because those guys know me and they know that I'm safe. You know what I mean? But if you're going to a place that you don't really go to, then it's different. You've got to really bear in mind what those spirits think, because it isn't just about the fact of them being scared of it and that, but you don't really know if some of this equipment affects them in the right way, which is why I'm really weary as well. Like I try to work out what things are okay for them to use, what they enjoy using, what they don't like to use. Kind of try to work out their way. You know what I mean? But when you go into a new place, you can't do that. These are new spirits, so you can't just start bunging everything out there and expect them. Take the smallest things, even just yourself, just so they can get used to you. You know what I mean? So.
And a lot of the spirits that we talk to here in Britain are really, really for a time and place where they didn't have a lot of light and things. I mean, fire and light was made with a flint. If we go into some of these locations where the fire and things was really, really hard to get, and suddenly we light up maybe like a big coil or something that's, it could really, really put the spirits off, not even want to talk to you ever again. I don't know. I just think stick to traditional equipment with traditional places. Maybe some of the newer locations that's coming up with spirits that's died in our day and watched some of these programs and maybe even been investigators and used some of these equipment, it may be different. But I just think that I'll stick to a lot of the traditional stuff for now, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I stay to. I've been doing this for 7 years and I've still got the same equipment that I would use. The only thing that I bought in that's brand new was like the REM pod and the sound alarms, but to me they're okay. But I've tried like SP7 spirit boxes and stuff. And the spirits told me to turn it off. They didn't like the sound of it. It hurt their ears and stuff like that. That things do affect them. Yeah, I mean, it does. They don't like it because it sounds different to them and they see things differently to us. You've got to remember, yes, they're people still, but their energy and body has changed. So they get affected differently.
Guys, I will be ending this within the 10 minutes so we can watch Brother Drew's live stream, Living Histories Mysteries. I think it'll be 10 minutes you're on, isn't it? Next 10 minutes or something. So remember, check it out after this live stream, guys.
Oh, he's live
tonight. He's gone live. I think it's in the next 10 minutes. It's basically a spirit box with headphones, and I see. I would love to try that. I'll need to try and Christopher, you're either doing it or Alan is doing it next. We'll do the Estes.
Oh, you're saying about doing the spirit box and the headphones and the blindfold, and same. Yeah, with me and Pup's done that, and it is a really good experiment to do. Really, really good, because one person will be asking the questions and you can't hear what's being asked, and then you're responding to what they're telling you. You know what I mean? It's a really good way. It's really good.
Yeah. Amy's Crypt, I was watching her last night and she's brought out a new app. It's what is it, the Ghost Tube Portal or something, just say. And what it is it actually is a lens that looks in to say you had your phone like this with your camera on and looking up the corridor. It actually is like looking into a portal, and it comes up with the one that came up last night was a landscape with two little girls sitting at like the end of a cliff. So that's going to be an interesting app. What do you think of that?
I think like apps like that, and they're not scary, are they? It's just like just like a camera, and you're just getting whatever you're getting. You know what I mean? It's not making no noise or anything. And I think that is what it is for a lot of them. Is the noise, because they're so used to quiet and peace, and then suddenly you've got someone coming in and going like they're like, what the hell's going on? What's that? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's why I don't use really now equipment.
It can show you through the spirit's eyes. Go back and watch Amy's Crypt for last night. I think it was our investigation last night. It would have been last night, was Sunday. Watch it in this new app she's got going. It's really interesting. I'd love to. I might download it when it comes.
Is that on YouTube, Amy's
Crypt? It's YouTube. It looks really interesting because it's meant to be the ghost's perspective trying to show you something, and it was really interesting because she was actually in a prison, and the spirit that was he was meant to have killed two little girls. So that was interesting, the fact that there was two little girls sitting at the end of a cliff, like looking out as if they were looking onto the sea. So
does it kind of like it goes back into what happened, sort of thing?
Well, that was what the ghosts were trying. That's what the spirits were trying to show them. So basically, it's what the spirit wants to show you comes through this app.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, because she's using this app, is it picking up on that guy that murdered those children's memory? Is it picking up on his memory and what happened and things like that?
It's either picking up the little girl's memory, or it's picking up. It's picking up something. It's interesting, but. What's it called? Tube. I don't know. I'm not going to say it right. I know I'm not. Tube lens. It's basically yeah. The weather is changing, guys. Honestly,
It's getting a bit
will be out
warmer.
soon.
It's still not 100% hot, but it is getting warmer.
All right, you'll need to tell me, Christopher. Or you can keep me going to the next. Well, guys, we're going to end the show and let Brother Drew go live. He's been kind enough to go and get ready and give us the heads up. So what we'll do is we'll end this live. We have nearly been going 2 hours. But it's been interesting to talk about what Ghost Adventures and things really need to do now. Some of these teams that's coming up are a little bit.
I think they need to step down now, or they need to start helping other teams that really do deserve to get out there. Like start looking on YouTube, because there's a lot of good teams that are not getting anywhere. Help them.
And watch this space with Destination Fear on YouTube. I really do think they'll maybe show us something that's not faked. Let's hope and pray that they do the YouTube app justice and don't fake things. That's all we can hope for, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Do you see anything, Michelle, sis?
Am I okay?
Okay.
Did you ask something? Am I okay?
Just ask if you wanted to say anything before we go.
No, I'm okay.
Anything coming up, Sherry, that you want to tell the guys about before we go?
I might be doing a little investigation thing on my channel this week, seeing how I feel and stuff. Going to try and get myself back out there, even if I'm going to just be starting off with some experiment bits and stuff like that. Like just try and get myself back in there briefly. So I am going to be around. Just keep an eye out, guys.
Okay,
and
cool.
thank you for coming and supporting sis.
Those notifications on. Yeah, what have
Peace,
I got
love,
coming
and
up
light.
this week? We're not live. I said we'll be live on Squad on Wednesday night, 10:10 UK time. Keep an eye out on Thursday night. I'm going to do the haunted reactions to the haunted hospitals. So hopefully we'll get to play it. If not, Sister Sherry can play it again.
Oh yeah, well, I don't mind doing that.
Because I don't think I couldn't even play that one I wanted to play. It wouldn't even play on the background. So there was no point in even sharing it. Thinking of others, I'm so happy that you came in. Honestly, I've been wondering where you've been for months.
So have
It's nice to see you. You as well, Phoenix. Yeah. I'll put you on screen. I am glad I stopped, and please say hello to Sherry for me. I don't think she can see me. There she sees you now.
You need to add me. You need to add me back, Mister. I've been with you for a long time. You need to add me back.
And you need to start coming back in. We all miss you, you and Maggie. So we do. So hopefully you'll come back in, brother. Right, okay, I'm going to end this live, guys. So thank you all for coming. What's this?
I said, you're our angels. You are like our number one fan you was. So you need to come back to us. You need to come back. We miss you.
We miss. Yeah, it's not the same without thinking of others. Let's say that. Right, everybody, I will see you this back situation with me. I'd probably not be allowed to monetize this. Right, bye for everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.